What's up, YouTube? Nighted's here again. Got another pretty cool little list video, I guess, for you today. Appreciate everybody watching. Appreciate all my channel members, subscribers, Patreons. You guys are awesome. Hit the like button if you like the content. Subscribe right down there if you want more. Thought I'd do something a little bit different today. Got a kind of a list video of been talking back and forth in some of the lives about some users, people's favorite users, what knives they like grab and, you know, just go out the door with, not think twice about it. You know, something, my definition would be like something I would, you know, pull out of my pocket kind of without hesitation, and do any knife and some non-knife related stuff with, even, you know, like maybe even like a little light prying or a little, you know, this, that, kind of, just some stuff that's not normally, I guess, designed for what everybody thinks is, or, you know, what a lot of people subscribe to is like what you're supposed to use a knife for. Now, what I would generally use a knife for is cutting, right? When you grab something, you got a box you need to open, rope you need to cut, something like that. Grab the knife, cut it, put it back in your pocket. You know, a user to me is, you know, might be a little more than that, like kind of like almost like an all-in-one, you know, not saying abuse, like beat the hell out of them or anything crazy like that, but kind of in my definition is just something that I would grab out of my pocket and kind of just, you know, not think about the fact that I'm scratching the finish or the coating on it, or, you know, is that going to mess the resale value up and snail trail or whatever, you know. Not necessarily something that I would, you know, use to chop down a tree with, or, you know, something crazy like that. But yeah, anyway, just a little overview of my definition, my personal definition of a user. Everybody's got different definitions. I mean, some people might use a Grunsmo Norseman. You know, you might be, you know, not think twice about taking something, you know, like a Grunsmo Norseman if you got it in your pocket and, you know, go out in the woods and just beat the hell out of it. That's fine. I mean, if it's your stuff, whatever, that's 100%, you know, okay. And the same thing goes for a $5, $10 knife. And everyone has a different definition of a user. You know, to me, I carry all my knives. It's just like I would hesitate a little more to carry that Grunsmo to a rough, dirty environment or something that I would some of these knives are on the list. This is not one of the knives on the list. As a matter of fact, this is the Legion Steel Asgear, loaned to me by a viewer that is probably wondering why that's sitting on the table for this particular video. So I just thought it'd be cool to kind of throw that down there and see if he or she, you know, whoever it might be, said anything like, hey, what the hell, you know. But yeah, this is not one of my knives, and it's also probably not what I would consider a super, you know, I wouldn't take it out and baton with it or anything. I mean, it's secure, it does its job for a fold knife. Pretty awesome knife, by the way. Gotta get a review out of this one, hopefully sometime soon, but really like that one. So that's the Legion Steel Asgear. Keep mispronouncing that name. Anyway, first one on the list, user knives that I would grab going out the door, not thinking twice about. This one's number 5, but probably number 5, I guess, because this is one of the more recent ones that I got that's on the list. This is the Spyderco Manix 2. This one's in Spy 27. Whoop, show you right there, Spy 27. USA made knife, awesome knife, in my opinion. Ball bearing locks, pretty solid locking system on it. This one is wearing aftermarket clip with the Lynch Northwest deep carry clip, and a set of aftermarket Applied Weapons Tech aluminum scales. And both of those I would highly recommend, Lynch Northwest and also Applied Weapons Tech. I actually got this on sale, everything you're looking at for under $200. So I thought that was pretty solid on that. That CPM Spy 27 Manix 2 usually runs around 165, 162, I believe. Got on sale for I think 125, 130 on Freedom Knife Shop. Got the Applied Weapons Tech scales on Black Friday sale for $65. And those are USA made as well as the Lynch Northwest deep carry clip. And I think I actually got that one for right about $20, I believe. So yeah, incredible deals are to be had on these if you shop around, right? But yeah, so I think it's a solid ergonomic knife. I mean, in my opinion, I love the Manix too. You can choke back on it. I can anyway. Choke back on it. You can choke up on it thanks to that forward choil. That CPM Spy 27 has definitely taken everything, you know, that I've needed to put it through. Now, I haven't gone out of my way to scrape it across bricks or do anything crazy with it, anything like that. I have cut rope with it, rubber with it, open boxes with it, a bunch of boxes, and cut a plastic jug in half all the way with it, and it's still pretty dang sharp, I'd say. Let me get a piece of paper out real quick here. I swear I'm not going to spend this much time on on each knife. We're already 5 minutes into almost 6 minutes into the video, and haven't showed the second one yet. But yeah, that thing's still very, very sharp, in my opinion. That is pretty sharp, pretty much a laser beam. You know, that Spy 27 has not disappointed me at all. So this is one I would not hesitate to grab, and you know, not think twice about using it for whatever. And whenever I say use it for whatever as a user, again, not talking about using it as a chisel or something like that. I mean, in a bind, yeah, maybe, probably wouldn't work that well, but yeah, just normal use, you know, not abuse. So this one, number 2, this is the Hogue Deka, another USA made knife. These, I believe, let me check, I'm actually looking on BladeHQ's website right now. These are going for $148 right now. Periodically, they'll be on sale for less than that around the holidays and random times of the year. I believe during Christmas this year, I think this one was actually on sale for, I saw it in one spot for $95, which was crazy. But this is USA made, CPM Magna Cut. I like what's designed. Very, very, actually, if you look at the finish on it, you can see right there, I've definitely used the heck out of this one, sharpened it many times. There's a few things I don't like about it. This one I actually prefer on this one, but this list is, or this one, I prefer the Spyderco over this one for sure. But this is kind of like a list of knives that I've used that, you know, I would say I would rank them in order of the amount that I've used them. And that one I just got within the last couple of weeks. So yeah, this one definitely put through its paces. I think the only complaint that, or one of the, I have a few small complaints about it, I guess, but one of the complaints is that FRN, polycarbonate, whatever that handles material, they could have done a lot better. I think on that plastic handle. All USA made though, great knife. That is number 4, that's the Hogue Deka. Number 3, Civivi Chevalier. Now this one is, I mean, it's not good for especially like stabbing or piercing. I mean, yeah, it does have a little bit of a tip on it, you can do that, but that blade shape and the combination of that with the ergonomics, I guess, has been really awesome to me. I really dig this one. It comes in aluminum, G10. You can get it in all kinds of different combinations. This is 14C28N. I think these go for around $73 or so. Right now they've got the Chevalier 2 out. This is a plunge lock. Now I know a lot of people would you know, definitely steer clear of plunge locks whenever it comes to users. I have not had any issues out of it. I've used the heck out of this thing. Now again, I haven't beat the hell out of it. I haven't like spine whacked it with a board, you know, or anything crazy or out of the ordinary. You know, I haven't been in an extenuating circumstance with this one, but for everything that I've used it for, pull cuts, awesome knife, very ergonomic, very handy little ergonomic work knife, I think. Not probably a lot of people wouldn't, you know, recommend this as like a top user knife, but you know, to me it fits the bill. It is a great user. That plunge lock is the only deterrence I can think of why some people would steer clear of it, because you get in more heavier use. That plunge lock is not quite as reliable as a lot of other locking systems that are on this list. So number 2, let's see. Number 2 would have to be the Cold Steel Knives 8010 Triad lock. I mean, this one is, as far as a locking system, the Triad lock is one of the most dependable locking systems. It's like a back lock style. Got 3 points of contact. But the Triad Lock's one of the most dependable locking systems, I would say, ever, you know, as far as a folding knife goes. I mean, unless you get a fixed blade, that Triad Lock, they've definitely done some weight testing, some pull testing, a lot of beating and banging with it on a bunch of different videos. A bunch of different people have tested that out, and I've put this through its paces. I haven't went nuts with it, I haven't batoned with it or anything crazy like that, but I mean, you can see the smudges on the finish there. It's very ergonomic, actually, surprisingly so. Kind of a big, thick, broad knife, but also very ergonomic. One of my main complaints, I guess, about this one would be if you're in the fidget factor. I mean, it's just a back lock, right? So you can open and close it one-handed, you know, but it's not. It's a little. You gotta be a little more careful with it, and also it's not as fidgety and stuff like that if you care about that. But and it is a little bit bulky in the pocket, but definitely a solid choice, I'd say, for a user. Now, these are not ranked, again, as far as strength goes. That one would be at the bottom of the list, I would have to say, as far as lock strength goes. But I'm just saying knives that I don't hesitate in my collection that I've experienced to grab and use. So let's see, that one we did 5, 4, 3, 2. Number 1, this had to be the number 1. Then I got an honorable mention at the end here. This is the Benchmade Griptilian, one of the more reasonably priced Benchmades, I think, or one of the only semi-reasonably priced Benchmades. These actually just went up after the first of the year to $160. For the longest time last year, they were sitting around $136, $139.99. I'm going off of BladeHQ prices, but the Griptilian, and especially the sheep's foot with the opening hole, really dig that one. As the name states, the Griptilian, very, very grippy. This is USA made, Benchmade, dependable knife, solid knife. Has a really cool thwack whenever you open it up, you know, kind of cool acoustics. Yeah, very, very dependable and awesome user knife. This particular one's in 154 cm. This is the 550 HG. They do not make that one anymore. All the ones you'll find now are in S30V. But yeah, as far as knives in my collection, ones I've used like to work more and just throw in my pocket for like a hard, you know, not worried about the finish on the blade and stuff like that, but are also fairly dependable. I would say that Benchmade Griptilian has definitely taken the number 1 spot so far. Now, I might revisit this list in a year or 2 or 6 months from now or whenever, and you know, it might be changed totally up. But this is an honorable mention. This one, the price being a different factor, right? That's why this is an honorable mention, because I didn't include price with any of the other ones. Plus, I just got this one within about 6 days ago, actually 5 or 6 days ago, I think, maybe. But this one is does surprisingly well to me for the price. Very controversial knife. Some people get upset just seeing it. You know, it's just a knife. Who cares? It's a Benchmade bug out imitator, I would say, but not a clone. I mean, this is Ozark Trail 7.5 inch folding knife. This one is the one in D2. They have the white handle one that has stainless steel. That one's $5. This one that's in D2 is $10. Now, we can go into a whole nother conversation. I probably will at some point in time about this particular knife, but I've carried this one all this week in my pocket, and I have not hesitated, not one time, when grabbing it, pulling it out of my pocket to do stuff with, to do a little light prying, cutting rope, cutting some rubber, miscellaneous stuff, opening a few packages with it. And it is starting to dull up. You know, that is D2, and who knows how well it's heat treated, right? But and the centering's off a little bit on it too, right? So that's all stuff I'll say whenever I do a full comprehensive review of it, you know, incomprehensive review of it rather. But for $10, man, for $10, this ain't bad. It's really not. That's why I put it on the honorable mention anyway, because it is a very, very cheap knife, and that grabbing it and then not hesitating to use it, that $10 price point does play a factor in it. I think no matter what anybody says, if I'll use my, you know, Oz Roosevelt just like I'll use a Civivi or whatever, and some people do that, and that's fine. It's perfectly fine. But I know as far as I go, If I am reaching in my pocket to grab a knife to do some, maybe on the edge of being knife things, non-knife things, whatever, you know, or some heavier cutting, or just I know I'm gonna get it messed up, dirty, or scratch the finish and all that stuff. To me, a $10 knife, you could get 150 of these, you know, and still be able to you know, to get and you'd still have $30 left, right? Compared to the price of a bug out, right? And we're not going to compare the two right now. I know I'm probably going to end up, you know, stepping in, going down the rabbit hole, doing that in the future or whatever. But for the price, for $10, that's not bad at all. But I had to put it as an honorable mention on the side because, for, you know, the price point really doesn't feed into any of the rest of these. And plus, this is my most recent one out of all these. So anyway, as it goes, where I'm at now in my collection, everything, those are my top 5 users, the ones that I have used the most as far as hard use, heavy use work, just grabbing and using. Now, I do have some other knives. I have a lot of other knives that have stronger locking mechanisms than some of these. That compression lock on that paramilitary 2 is a hell of a lot stronger than that plunge lock on that Civivi, you know, for sure. Just like that triad lock is stronger than the plunge lock, you know. I mean, there's a lot of factors that go into it, I guess, but that is my ranking of the ones that, you know, I've grabbed and used without hesitation, and would do the same in the future. So anyway, appreciate y'all listening to me ramble. Hope you like the list. Hit the like button if you like the content. Subscribe right down there if you want some more of it. I would really appreciate that, guys and gals, and I guess I'll see you guys on the next one. Stay sharp.